Hi everyone, welcome to the Data Analytics blog. So today I'm going to be walking us through this particular dashboard, and it's Twitter Analytics dashboard. So I downloaded my data from Twitter. So I'm going to be walking us through how to download data on Twitter and also how to use it to perform analytics on the Power BI, or you can use any data analytics tool, it's either Excel or Power BI or Tableau. You can use this to build your visualization and also share your report. So I used Power BI to prepare this dashboard. So this is just my data on Twitter, my analytics on Twitter, so my dashboard on Twitter. So this is the information I gotten from data, and I also use it to prepare this dashboard. So it's just my personal details on Twitter. So, and I'm going to show how to download our data from Twitter, and also I'm going to also share how I was able to build this dashboard, because I remember so many people asked me to share how I was able to build the background of my LinkedIn dashboard that I shared on my last video. So I'm going to be sharing with us how to build the background uh, from scratch, and also how to download data from Twitter, and also how to prepare this dashboard. This dashboard, you can prepare it within 15 or 10 minutes. It's not something that is big, or it's not something that is hard to do. So as a beginner, or as an expert or intermediate, you can also watch this video and you learn one or two things. Now we move to how to do the background for this. Is the first thing that we are going to do. So I'm going to be dividing the video into two. The first part is the background aspect, and the second part is extracting the data from Twitter and also importing it to Power BI and making or building visuals on it. So now we move to PowerPoint. So the first thing is just launch your PowerPoint, and I will start how to build this. This is the background. This is where I build the background for this particular report. So now make sure you launch your dashboard. Me, I will just going to create new slide from here. So if you launch your PowerPoint, it's going to give you this. So now I'm going to delete the, just right click and click delete. Also, I'm going to delete this, then right click. Once you right click, then go to click on format background to give us this. Now you can go to gradient fill, click on gradient fill, depending on how you want your background to look. So you can change the color. So this is the color that I want, that I've used before. So I use this color, white, then I think a little bit of brown. So this is what I use. So you can just use any color you want. Now we are going to be making use of our shapes, and what's it called, we are going to be making use of shapes. That's what I usually use for my to build my background on PowerPoint. So now the first thing that I want to do now is this particular, the title. I'm going to build the title first. So now all we need to do now is to insert a rectangular shape. So go to insert, click on shape, insert a rectangular shape. So I'm going to be inserting a rectangular shape. So now you put it, just place it where. So I'm going to be placing it here, place it very well. So now it's time for me to format my shape, the rectangular shape so just click on the shape, then come right here. I don't want line. You can actually do it here, no outline, click no outline. Then now, how do you fill it? I want a graded fill for it. So for me to have this particular fill, so I'm going to be using a gradient fill. So now you go to click on it, then click on gradient. So you come right there. I'm going to be having 3 of these gradient stop, so you add another gradient stop. So now for this place, I'm going to be using a white background. So here I'm going to be using this. So for here, let me see how my gradient free my color, so that I know which color that I use for this. Okay, I use the light blue, then this in the front. So now this is what we are going to be using. Click on it. So I'm going to be using this light blue here. Once you click on this, the first gradient stop, so I'm going to be using this. So the second gradient stop is white. So the third one, the third gradient stop is this. So now you come right here to know which direction do you want it to be. So which direction, how do you want your gradient, to look like? Is it like this? So I want my home gradient to look like this, or just check how you want it to, how you want your gradient to, just play around it. So I want my own gradient to actually be like this. Let me check what I have here. Okay, I think yes, we are good. So this is how I want my own gradient to be. So the next thing now for me is to create insert another rectangular shape. So this shape, this particular shape, rectangular rounded corner. So I'm going to insert it. So I'm going to be bringing it here. So this particular shape, this is what I want to insert now, this particular shape. So I'm going to be inserting this shape now. So now come right here, insert this shape. So now I'm going to be using gradient fill, the same gradient fill. So I don't want outline, remove outline. So I'm going to be using the same gradient fill. So add another gradient stop. So for here, I choose this. For here, I choose white. For here, I choose this. So now I have my gradient fill here now. I have my gradient fill. So I have my home gradient fill here. So now just walk around it, check which one, how do you want it to be. So I think I will change this to white. Okay, so this, change this color, change this to white. Yes, now this is my gradient fill now. So just make sure that you are placing it where. Yeah, so now the next thing that I want to do now, I want to group these two shapes. I want to group them so that when I'm dragging it, when I'm moving it, it won't be separating each other. So just click on it, click on the two, or you highlight on the two by Control A, then go to right click and click group. So you can see now that if I'm moving it, it won't separate. So now I have this shape now here. So now the next thing that I want to do now, is I want to write this title. I want to bring this title here. What do I need to do now? You insert a text box. Go to insert and click on text box. Go to insert, click on text box and drag it. Then I'm going to write Twitter analytics dashboard. So you can give it any title you want. Twitter analytics dashboard. Yeah, so that is, so now you can now start working on it. So you can highlight it, then you bring it here. You can now align it, then check which color do you want to bold it. Then what else? I want to change the font. I want to change the font color too. So I'm changing it to this particular color. I think this is Twitter color. So now the next thing for me now is to bold it. Just bold it. Bring it here, place it here, rightly here. You can still increase the font size. You can increase the font size. So just make sure that you are placing it very, you align it in the shape. So now I think I'm good to go like this. So you can also now group it together with your image. So just click on it, you highlight everything, then you can go to shape format. Right, it's either you right click and click group, or go to shape format and click this. So now it's being grouped together with this. Okay, something is wrong. Let me check that. Okay, sorry. So now my, okay, it was, I duplicated it. So now I'm okay with this now. Let me group it, go to shape and group. So I mistakenly duplicate the data. So the shape, so I saw the arrow. So that was what I removed. So now the next thing now for me is to bring all this. Okay, let me do this out, how I was able to do this particular shape where I put my inserted in my picture. So now the next thing is to do that one. So now you click on insert, go to insert, then go to shape and click on this over shape. Now when you are drawing, when you want to draw a circle, you must hold your control and shift key, because if you are not holding it, it will be shrinking. It won't give you a circle, it will give you an oval shape. So hold your control and shift. You can see now that it's giving me a circle. But if I'm not holding it, let's say for example, I'm not holding it. If I'm not holding my shift key, it will be dragging. You can see now. So but if I hold my control key, my shift key and my control key, it will give me a circle. So now I have a circle here. I have a circle. So now I'm going to insert another shape. So go to insert, then shape, this particular rectangular rounded corner, then insert it here. So you can now flip it, just flip it. So now you can see, hold it like this. So now the next thing that I want to do now is I want to subtract this new shape from this circle. How do I achieve that? The first thing that you are going to do is hold your control key, click on the circle first, then click on the second shape, which is this rectangular, then go to shape format. You see a merge shape, click here, then you come to subtract. So I've subtracted this shape from this now. So I have this shape that I want now. So now the next thing for me now is to fill this shape. How do I fill that? Click on it, then I don't want outline, remove out, no, not outline, I still want outline. So I don't want it to be fill, remove fill. Now we have removed fill. So the next thing now is to work on our outline. So I'm going to increase the width. I'm going to increase the width to about, let's say 7. Let's leave it at 7.25. So now I'm going to change the color. Let's use a gradient fill. A gradient fill. You can remove this. I think I only need 2 there. So now we work with this and this. Let's pick this. Let me check what I used there to be sure. Okay, we can leave it like this. We can leave it like this, or we can still work on it. Let's be sure. We can add second one. So let me just see the color that I use for this particular shape to be sure. Okay, so let's come back. Okay, you can just work on your, click on it and work on it. Which color do you want? I think I want this, and let me remove this. Okay, let's add it back. So now this is my shape. So now the next thing that I'm going to do now, I'm going to insert another shape. That's another circle. I'm going to insert another circle. So I'm going to bring it here, fill it here, make sure that it's aligned well in the circle. So now I'm going to fill this circle. I don't want outline for this circle, so I'm going to make it, let's leave it a gradient fill. Okay, so now move here. I will change the color to this. Yes, it's fine by me like this. So now just make sure that it's fitting well into the shape. So now can still increase the circle. So now the next thing now is for me to bring my picture. Now let's group this shape. Now I want to group this shape, group the shape. Okay, so I want to group the shape and the two shape together. Right click or go to picture format, grouped. Now the next thing now is to bring my picture, insert my picture to this, put my picture here. That's the next thing that I want to do here now. So the next thing is to bring our picture. So now you go to insert, make sure that you have where your picture, you have your picture in a place where you can easily take it. Go to insert, then go to insert, go to pictures, then this device. Let me check where do I, so this is where my picture is located. So this is the picture that I use. So now this is the picture. Now you can now you can resize your picture. So you just make sure you are holding your shift key and control key. You can resize it. Then you come here, click on the picture, go to picture format, then come to this place and choose this particular soft edge over. So now you place it right here. You place it right here. Now click on it, click on the picture and the image and group them. Make sure you group them so that it won't be moving separately. So now you place it here. Just place it here. Place it here. Now this is my picture now. So this is how I created this particular shape. So now the next thing now is to bring this particular the Twitter logo. You bring it here. Okay, before then we can start the other ones, the other, or what's it called, it's just a normal shape, for just normal or rectangular shape. So now let's do that first before we bring our logo. So now insert another rectangular shape, come here, this one. So this is what I use here. So you can now increase the or edge or decrease it. So now this is what I use. So now you can now duplicate it, bring this one up here, up here. Now you remember in my last video I shared that if you want to build a dashboard, first you have a view of what you actually want to achieve. What do I want my viewers to see on my dashboard? What are the KPI, what are the visual that I want to create? This will also help you to have uh the type of background that you need to create, the shape and everything that you need to put together in order to create your background. So you must list the things that the visual that you want to create before you start creating your image, your background. So now here, now you have to because I have in mind what I want. So this is the that's why I'm creating using this image, using this background. Oh, duplicate this, bring this here. Okay, need to work on it very well. So now I have this. So now it's time for me to create my other cards, the ones I want to use for card. So here, bring it here. How many do I have? I've listed them. So I have about 5 of them. So now duplicate it, bring it here. So bring this up, bring this up. Just make sure that it's all aligned well. Then bring this here down. You can still decrease the size of this. Just make sure everything aligns very well. You can increase the size. So just make sure that you align them. So here I use my picture width and height 1.15, 1.18. That's what I use for everything on this card. So just highlight on it, control key, hold your control key down, then highlight, then align it. Make sure it's aligned at the center, then horizontally, and then vertically. So now my shape is aligned. Also here, just make sure this two is aligned. You can align it very well. So just make sure that everything is aligned. So now this one too. Now the next thing, now you make sure the new shape that we've created, click on, hold your control key, then click on everything. I'm going, because I have just one color for everything, so now I'm going to be using, I don't want outline, then I want gradient fill. That my gradient fill, of course, going to be white. I want white. I think this is fine. Yeah, let me check what we use here. We use white or true, so that's what you're going to be using here too. So I'm going to be using white. So change it to white. Yes, you can see now. Now another thing about this again, you can also add shadow to make our shape pop out. You can add shadow, so you can click on everything, add shadow to it, to make it pop out, come right here and add shadow. You can add this. You can see now that it's popping, the shape is popping out on the image, on the background. So you can have it pop out. Yeah, just make sure that it's aligned together. Yes. So now the next thing now is to write what do I need, like what are the things I want to build. So I already put my top 10 tweets by URL, then this. So these are the things. So just write the things that you want to see. What are the things, what are the visual that you want to place here? So now for me, for my for my card these are the things that I want to see on my KPI, and also the visual, the other visual that I want to see. So all I need to do here is I just want to copy and paste this. These are the things I want to see. So all you need to do, how you to do that, let me just show you. It's just you insert a text box. I've shown you how to insert text box. Insert, go to insert, click on text box. So now you just click here and write what you want to. For the first visual, this is what I just write it. Tweets, this is where I want to paste my tweets by week. So this is my visual tweet by week. So now you can just format it. I'll show you how to format a text box. So now you put other things that you need to put on every other shape. The next thing that I'm going to do now is to bring all the icon. So make sure how I did that was I downloaded most of this icon on Google. Just download Twitter logo, right? Retweet logo on Twitter, likes logo on Twitter. So I've downloaded everything on Google. So I will just insert what I downloaded. So you go to insert again, go to picture, device. So make sure you have everything is in a place where you can easily get them. So here I'm going to bring everything that I downloaded, so that we just pick the one I want to use. So you can bring everything at once. So all you need to do is your control key, make sure you are holding it down, then you highlight on everything you want to click, then you go to bring insert. So you can see now that everything that so you can just resize everything at once, can resize everything at once. So now it's time for me now to start picking it one after the other. I'll start picking it, so I don't need this. Start picking everything one after the other where you want to place everything. You pick it one after the other. So I think I'm going to be making use of this. So here I'm placing this one here. So now you can just work on you can resize it. Your control key, you must place it down, then you can resize it, then place this one here, place it here. This is where I place it. So if you are resizing your picture, make sure you are holding your control key and your shift key, so that it won't be shrinking, the picture won't be shrinking. Okay, I'm making use of that one. So I don't need this I want, because it does not have background on its own. It's PNP. So this is retweet. I'm placing my retweet here. Place it right here. Then the like picture, going to be resizing that too. Then place it here. Make sure you resize it. Then what else? So this, I'm going to be placing it here, and I will duplicate this. I'm going to duplicate it and bring it right here. So just resize it. So make sure you resize them so that, and align it to fit in very well. So yes, that is all about this dashboard. So the next thing now is just to put my name, write my name. So you write text box, and that's how I did it. So all just insert text box and write your name and your username. So that's all about this, and then you make sure that everything is, you fit everything well. So this is all about this dashboard. I hope you've learned one or two things about in this dashboard, how we create this dashboard. It's very, very simple to create. It's not difficult. So now the next thing that we're going to do now is you make sure that you save this dashboard. Make sure that you save it, this sorry, background image, you save it. So I'm trying to align this. So make sure that you save it. How do you save it? So you highlight on everything here. So you control A, it will highlight on everything. Then right click, make sure you right click, then you save as picture. You save as picture. So just give it the name that you want to give it and save. Just save. That's how to save the background. So that's all about our background.